Hey everyone, my name is Waheed. I'm the Managing Director for Consult to Manage, a leading ERP and CRM consultancy business. We help businesses improve their ERPs and CRM practices. So, in this, as we are going through the Zoho Creator series, and this video is about how Zoho Creator can be configured for external communication. Previous video we discussed how we can create an authentication token to connect to an external system. So, like connecting Zoho Creator to an external system through APIs. And in this video series, we will be using those keys to do the magic. We will send requests to the system. We will create orders. We will test the application, and then at the end we will basically be fetching the record back to the system from the system as well. So this is what we will be doing in this application, in this video series, in this specific video. If you have any questions, any queries, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can drop me an email at waheed@consultomanage.com. So let's get started. I will just share my screen with you guys. Okay, so first of all, I will just give you a quick view of what we will be doing. So we, as in the previous video, we generated an authentication token. So we are using that authentication token, like refresh token, to generate an authentication token, and we are using this authentication token to send a request to the system. Okay, so we have the data. This is the JSON body of the text we will be sending to the system. It's pretty straightforward. There is nothing technical about it. Order description, order type, carrier, order status, these are all the fields that are available on the order form. So if we go to our order form, we have this order status, order description, order type, and carrier. So if we go into edit this application, we will simply be able to see things happening. Sorry for that. Okay, so we will just go here. So these are basically the field API names, and these are the values that we will be assigning to them, right? So if you see this long number of strings, this is very important. I will explain you why I have used this. So for the people who are non-technical and they want to understand why I did that, so we'll give you an idea why I did that. So what happens here is that the order status, we have order status, order underscore status field, and we use that API name to give the order status a value. Similarly, we took the value of the carrier, which is the carrier, and then we have the order type, which is the order type, and we have the order type defined here. And similarly goes for the order description. But one thing that need to be noted here, for order type and carrier, I have given a long string of numbers. This is the unique ID of the carrier, and this is the unique ID of the order type. Why we are doing so? Why we can't just put a straight value in? Because the way system is configured, the way Zoho Creator works, is that this is a lookup field. What it means is that it's being fetching information from an other form or from another entity or other module or object. If you are familiar to CRMs, it's basically is fetching information from other module or object, and within that object order type itself, every record has a unique ID. So we can't just name that this is the name an API would use. So we have to use the unique ID of the record. So the way the use case is that when you are building up your system, you have to store all this information in your system, that like what is the API name or the unique identifier for this particular carrier or this particular order type, right? So I will give you a quick view of what I mean to say. So if we go access this application, and if we go to the order type, okay, so all order types, we have this unique ID. So if we give any of these like unique ID in there, that would work. Similarly goes for the carriers. If we go all carriers, we will be able to see a unique identification number here. Similarly, if we go to the items, we have this unique identification numbers. So now the question is, why do you need it? Because the reason you need it is because it makes your life easier to have less information to be placed into the system, and secondly, a less possibility of replication of information. Let's say there are different names or similar names, but they are different products, right? So the unique identification number by default system will always be different. So if you put like different identification numbers. The identification number for the particular item would basically get populated into the lookup field that we saw in the orders, which is basically these fields, right? Outbound staging, and then 3 ton phone ton truck. So, okay, so hope this made sense. So now we have these values, and once we have it, let's say it is 1992 is my date of birth year, and order 1993. And I will just put a simple send request, and hopefully it should work, which it did basically. So we got a response. We send a request to this URL, which is the zohocreator.zoho.com/api/v2 console to manage Zoho Creator Series app form order in a form. And we sent a request. We got this response back, which says that the request has been successfully logged. So if we go back to the orders and we click all orders, so we should be able to see these orders here, which is this order 1993 and 1992, which we just populated, right? So these orders just came in, right? Now, with that, I would also like to give you a view of what exactly this URL is. So which URL did we use in this application to send out that request to? So this is the URL, which how you would be able to find this URL or create this URL. So this is basically zohocreator.com.app/api/v2 console to manage. This is all the for the forms it will be form, and for the report it will be report/all orders report, right? So now how would I, just to make it easier, just remember this thing /api/v2, and for forms it would be /form/, right? And for the report it would be /report/, and this thing you need to remember. What the rest of the things, you can just go in straight into your application, copy this thing. Okay, and if I copy this and I come back here and I put it, just like helping you sort of giving an idea how you can build this up. So I will just remember this part as I did, and just I will remove this. I will remove this. I will put report, and then I will simply copy this and put it here. Here we go. So we have the application URL for the post ready. Now, one important thing to be noted here, and which is very, very important, is basically you would only be able to create a record if you have defined that record in the scope of the application. Remember, we did when we were creating the URL or the authentication token, we defined the scope of the application. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to the previous video, you will understand what I'm referring to. Okay, and in that video we went through the whole process of creating the token. So this is the one thing. The other thing is that if you come down here, so this is the report, this is for the form, right? So let's go step by step. So this is the first thing. We define the form, we put the authentication token as response token that we got from here, access token, and then we will go back here and we sent a request. This request went through and we did created an order. So now what's next? The next thing is that as we will be testing the application as well, so we know that the orders are going across, so the APIs are working, which is very good. Now we go to the pick order, and all orders can be hidden or displayed, but for now we just displayed it. So let's say, for example, I am a person who just need to pick orders, right? So I will just go to an order, I will see the order, okay, this is the order, this is the carrier, I will mark it as picked. Once I'm done, I will just mark it as picked, right? So this is picked. I will pick all the orders that I need. I will picked. This is also picked. This is picked. This is picked. So all the orders are picked. Now there is another guy who logs into the system and he wants to pack the orders. So he will go into the pack and he will say, okay, this is the order, this is the order. Okay, I want to pack. This order is packed, this order is packed, and this order is packed, right? And this order is also packed, right? So based on the operation that I'm doing right now, like clicking, you can use this barcode scanner. So take it this way. This is a very basic application, right? So what you can do is you can use an IoT system or an external system to do this for you, right? An RPA or a scanner. Basically you scan and that basically make that work of pick pack and stuff like that. And secondly, you can basically go to the edit this application, and if you have list of like a list of items in that order, you can basically in the quick view, okay, in the quick view you can basically add a field of items that should be displayed under that particular item, right? Like under that particular record. Okay, so this was packed. So now the items are packed, and then similarly we go to the ship orders, and we have all these orders as shipped because the items have been packed and they are ready to be shipped, and they are in the shipped status. So that's it. Like we know that we can create orders from the external system. We can pick the orders through our simple button, which is the click button, and similarly we can pack orders easily through a click of button, and similarly we can ship orders by extracting the orders out of the system and sending to our external system or dispatcher system or a third party system, whatever it is. So we will be using that API shortly, right? So we had that, and then we have the users. We can add register users, we can register items, we can register carriers, we can register order types. If we go to carriers, we can upload images and stuff, and we develop the logo, and similarly we can use this in the later stages as well. So we have different order types, and if we go to the home section, now we would be able to have the orders in pick, orders in pack, and orders in ship, right? So this is like the status update. Secondly, one more thing I want to highlight here is that some of the orders, if we see here, like let's say these orders, one order is in Dubai. If I click on it, this is the order that is still in initiation stage. Fujairah order, this is on the Sharjah road, Fujairah. This is the order that have been shipped. And similarly, we have other orders for Australia because I placed the location Australia. That's why if we scroll out and if we go to the Australian region, we would be able to see the Australian orders, which are basically in the ship. Okay, I can see orders in pick, pack, and ship. So in this way, this is like a dashboard view of where my orders are, and where different locations have the orders, and how the color changes basically represents that the order is shipped, right? So if I click here, it will exactly open the order that is packed. Similarly, if I click here, it will show me the order that needs to be initiated, right? So similarly, these are different orders doing different things, right? And similarly, if we go here, if we click here, we have different orders here. So we will just click on one of these. It's packed, right? This is again packed, right? Similarly, if I go to orders, let's do something. Pack orders, I will say packed. It moves away, and then I will come back and I will say there is nothing to be packed. And if I move out now, I see that the order has been moved out, right? So the order has been moved out from order in pack. And similarly, in Australia section, we have these orders still available because they are in the pack region. We can change the colors. If you don't know how to change these colors, you can basically review my previous videos. And guys, this is very basics of the application. The application Zoho Creator Platform is a low-code platform which is very, 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 very helpful in developing applications in days or hours instead of months or years. So you can build out application as per your user case. Now, before I test my application of receiving the orders or getting the shipped order out of the system, I would like to show you something, a very, very powerful feature that might interest you, right? So what happens here is when I am creating application, this is one application, right? I have one account, and then I can create like 3-4 different applications and connect them. There might be one for inventory management, one for resource management, one for people's management, one for transport management, one for like happiness management or customer service center, right? So what I do is basically when I create forms, or when I try to create an application that use the data from a different application hosted on Zoho Creator same account. So what I can do is when I create this Zoho Creator app, this is the option. Like, let me create another lookup field just for you guys, and I will delete this shortly. So just to show you, from here I can choose the application. I don't have any other application, but I can choose the application from here, right? And then I can, like, the application that I have access for, and then I can fetch the form, exact form from that application and exact field from that application, right? So in this way, I basically create a connected system of apps that I can use for multiple cases. So what that means is that when I first tried to log in into the system, basically what happened was that I went to this, basically I landed up on this page, right? So these are different applications. I'm a certified partner of Zoho Creator, so I have this application available here. But aside from that, if I was a paid user, I was a general user, and I had like 10 applications, so there were different applications would have been here, and I could have choose one application and connect it to all external applications. Now this development model is very very important, because by default there are a few drawback of Zoho Creator that I would like to highlight. One of the major is the resource management. Like, the every time you have to research or do something, you have to do in the search bar, and there is no specific folder management system in here, which is pretty easy for people who are not technical. But people who have been working with ERPs and CRM, they find it helpful to have folders or some sort of sections where you can upload images and upload resource. But unfortunately there is no such section in Zoho Creator, because it's a custom application development platform, and secondly it's a low code. So in that regard, so instead of doing everything within one app, if you have different use cases, define different apps and connect it to one single app, right? That would make your system much more reliable, secure, and worthy of growing along the business, right? And the other thing I would like to highlight in here is that I'm not sure. I would try to, but just restriction of time. I will try my level best to upload a separate video of what are the limitations of Zoho Creator I should be aware of. Right. Moving forward, I might have uploaded. It's just the time that is very very limited. So what I would do is I just want to yeah, I was saying that you can't use a lookup or a formula field while the app is offline. So you can create an offline version of the app, but you can't use formulas and functions that triggers in the system through offline app. So you can create two versions of the app. One is offline, one is online. And offline is a very basic one. Online is more robust, like doing formulas and stuff. And you can sync both the apps, right? So this is one way of doing it. Just give you an example. And so this is it in terms of application. Our purpose was to create a order picking management system which can take orders, deliver the orders, and move forward with the orders, right? So now the last part is basically how to fetch the orders, right? So once we have all the orders available, which are the in the ship order state, and we want to dispatch or move them to from or fetch them that information from this system to our external third party system. So we will use a get request, right? So we will use same authentication token. We will put a header request URL saying the same thing, everything the same, just the at here instead of forms we have reports and all orders, because our report name is all orders, right? So this is our report name, all orders. We will use this because we can't use any of these, because we can use, like, we can straight away use ship orders, right? It will just fetch all the information, then we don't need to put a condition here. But what I've did is, just to give you an idea, a better idea of things, I just use the all orders report and put a condition of order status is ship. So if I send a request, and previously there was no data available, right? So if I send a request now, okay, just give me one sec. Okay, I think there is some issues that are made, a mistake. So let's put this as all shipped orders. Now if I send a request, I will have all the orders that are available in the ship, right? So these are all the orders that are available in the ship. So if I just zoom in a bit, okay, 4-ton truck ID, order status packed, and this information is coming back from the system as a response of what I did, right? So this is the information that I'm getting back. Okay, now the reason the previous didn't work is because I think if I'm not wrong, the order status is packed. Okay, so what I would do is I will change the I will I will make it packed, right? I'm not wrong, packed. Yeah. FSNB order status is packed. Now I will have all those orders available because all those orders are available here. And this is the condition that I use. So I was wrong. I was using a wrong condition, but this is the condition that we should be using. All orders, order status is packed. So moral of the story, everyone can be wrong. So it's always better to be open to yourself, to criticize yourself and be more productive in terms of, because no one is perfect and everyone is growing. Same to you, same you, because you are watching these videos, probably you are learning and trying to learn what Zoho Creator offers, either for a career development or knowing what application can offer, or just to improve your knowledge about the application. So this was it, guys. Hopefully you have liked the videos. I'm confident you did. If you did, do subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned. We will be uploading more content related to Zoho, how Zoho operates and how the application works, what are the limitations, what are the possibilities. And obviously Zoho is one of the best tools out there, no doubt, in terms of money, in terms of usability, in terms of things. And they have improved a lot, I would say. So best of luck with your learning. And if you have any questions, any queries, you know where you have to reach me, on my LinkedIn or on my email, waheed@consult2manage.com, or you can just reach out to me on LinkedIn at Waheed Qadir. Looking forward to grow with you guys, give you more lessons. And if you have any questions, let's say if you have a project that you are feeling difficulty with, or let's say if you have a company that you're running having issues, or you are gauging or trying to evaluate, either Zoho Creator would be a best possible solution for you, because it's a good competitive tool compared to Zoho, Microsoft Power Platform, right? So we will be bringing that series in a separate, we have a separate video YouTube channel for it. So if you guys want to learn more about Power Platform, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel on that platform. Just search Power Platform, all about Power Platform, right? And you will be able to find us. Aside from that, it was really nice teaching you guys this application. It's a very basic application. And if you have any questions, any queries, feel free. Thank you.